I'm Joe Papa, technical editor for DroneLife.io and host of the Drone Life podcast. As a pro builder and pilot, I refuse to cut corners when it comes to the safety, reliability, or the performance of a rig. So aside from specs and costs, how are all these motors really different? To find out the truth, I decided to tear down some of the best motors from DJI, T-Motor, and KDE Direct. Stay right here with me as we reveal the dirty secrets behind motor designs and pick the undisputed winner of the 2017 Drone Life Best Propulsion System. So before we actually take these motors apart, I want to show you how they're held together. The fastening system is critical to keeping the motor from pulling apart under its own thrust. And as vibration and hours of flights go by, you want to make sure that this system isn't something that's going to loosen on its own. The DJI 6010 motor used to have a seal here, or a cap, that had grease behind it. I've removed it and cleaned it and revealed the snap ring, which we can remove quite easily with a pair of snap ring pliers. This should be replaced though. Here we have the T-Motor U7. Both version 1 and version 2 use the same securing method. It's just a single 3mm countersunk screw. Now, depending on which direction the motor turns, this screw can be very prone to loosening on its own. You want to make sure that there's a lot of Loctite on this setup. Now, as we remove it, you'll see that there's just this special washer behind it. On one side it's countersunk, and on the other side of this washer, you'll see there's a recess which mates up to the shaft of the motor in this location here. We find that if this screw is too tight, the motor can actually bind. Now let's take a look at the U10. Underneath, you'll see a tri-screw design and washer. This is a much better design than the U7. The hardware is high grade, and this setup should be very reliable. Again, you do want to make sure that there's Loctite here. Now we're going to take a look at the KDE Direct 5215 XF. Both the 5215 and the 7215 utilize the same method of securing the shaft. You'll see a large diameter, it's actually 5mm. It's a button head cap screw with an integrated washer. Look at the difference between that screw and the one from T-Motor. In addition to this large bolt, there's also a machined aluminum collar that wraps 360 degrees around the shaft, and it's retained with two large, heavy-duty 4mm set screws. Of all the motors, none of them have a retention system that's this robust. With it removed, we'll see that the machined lip is designed to make contact with the shim. The set screws make contact with two ground flats. Since these flats transition back to a full diameter shaft at the end, the collar can't come off even if one set screw is out and the other is loose. What a system. Thanks for watching. That's it for today, but we're really just getting warmed up. Be sure to check out the next video in this series as we pull these motors apart and show you the shocking differences. I'd like to personally thank you for taking the time to tune into this video. I hope that it was very helpful. To be the first to know when new videos are posted, be sure to click subscribe. For even more exciting content, be sure to check out DroneLife.io, empowering you with technical advice and unbiased reviews on everything drone related.